What's up guys, Serge here with Expert Marine Electronics and swordfishgear.com. It's a new website that caters to the sword fishing community. We sell wind-on leaders, lights, weights, the whole shebang to get you set up for swordfish fishing. Today we have something a little different. Normally I do swordfish related videos, but today I'm going to focus on this Mercedes-Benz E350. They have a common problem with their sunroof assembly. There's a little gear that breaks and it prevents the sunroof from working, so it might get stuck open and whatnot. Couple tools you're gonna need is a Torx 25 bit, a credit card, and a number 4 Allen head bit. So the first thing you're gonna do is gain access to the assembly. On the forward portion above the mirror is a little cap that you gotta work out and pop loose. I've already done it. Takes a little manipulating and a little elbow grease, but it pulls straight down. It's got clips on the front and clips on the back. Your next step is going to be to utilize the credit card. So it goes in between the headliner material and the light assembly. Pop that up and magically it swivels down. Now you've gained access to this assembly. The next step is going to be to take the motor off. So the symptoms of the broken gear would be when you hit the switch to actuate your sunroof, you hear the noises of the motor running, but the sunroof doesn't move. So that's your hint there that it's most likely that broken gear. So what we're gonna do is get in here and take off the 3 screws. There's one dead center that you gotta access through there. Alright, that's screw number 1. Over here, screw number 2. And on this side is screw number 3. Alright, now we're ready to pull the motor down. Alright guys, once you have the motor unscrewed from the 3 screws, that's screw 1, 2, and 3, now you can remove this assembly. There's a plug there. The next thing we're going to do is inspect that hole here where the gear goes in. You'll most likely have fragments there that you need to clean out to make sure you don't contaminate that track system. Next, I'm going to show you the broken gear. This is what an example of a broken gear. So basically, the motor assembly, the gear breaks on it. So you have to source a replacement gear online. eBay is a prime place to look. New gears look like this. I bought a couple extras just in case. And next time I'll walk you through how to press this gear in place and how I did it. Alright guys, these are the additional tools that you're gonna need. A small hammer, a fine file, and an Allen wrench, another number 4 that fits that location. You could use one of these bits as well. So the shaft has a little lip around it from the factory that's supposed to prevent the gear from popping off. That will work against you when you're trying to tap the new gear in place. So you have to use a fine file and clean up that very top edge and take some of the material off of it so you can create that entry point for this gear to press in place. So after you carefully remove that material on that lip right there, you can line this up with the replacement gear, put it in place, and then tap it. I'm using a wood block. I'm not going to do it on my leg. I did it on the floor, on a cement floor. But having an Allen wrench in the backside of that will prevent you from damaging internal components on this motor assembly. So you want to support that shaft So when you hammer, you're hammering onto the shaft itself and not this whole assembly. That's a better method than laying this whole piece down and hammering down on this. So that's the finished product. Once you got a new gear pressed in place, you're ready to reassemble it. Reassembly takes a little wiggling to get it in place. So like I said, you want to make sure that's clean and free of debris. You could plug your motor in. Line it up and wiggle that motor different directions. I'll also put this on the shaft, turn it by hand to make sure I get things to line up. Then I'll get this Torx bit. And start with the outer screw, the one on the far left side. Kind of hard to see from this angle. Okay, I got one started. I'm gonna go to the next outer one. Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong, especially while filming a video. Alright, so I got two in place, starting to line the motor up, and another good thing to do is put it back on that shaft and move it a little bit, just to make sure the gear and the teeth are lining up on both sides, because that gear is pushing two different cables. I should say pushing and pulling. Now we're going to go for the third screw. This one's a little trickier. That one went smooth for me this time. All right, so I got all three screws snugged up. Next thing to do would be to check your cable, your track system, because there are other parts that can break in this track system. So before you just hit the motor and start putting a lot of load on it, I recommend you guys to put the adapter on it and turn it by hand, and you should be able to see the sunroof starting to move. So if you get some movement there and it doesn't feel binded up, then you can go ahead and try it with the button. So tuck the wires back in place, pop that up, and then we can, there we go. We have our sunroof back in action. So that should save you quite a bit on repair costs with that little fix there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give me a subscribe and a thumbs up. Thank you.